and you can take it away.
Okay, good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you are watching from today. I'm just curious to know where some of the attendees are from tonight. So please feel free in the chat to engage with us. Let me know what country you're from. Let me know what city you're from. I'd like to know where everyone's watching from. My name is Michael Padillo. I'm a student recruitment officer here at Durham College, and I will be facilitating the event for tonight. Um, Today, we're going to be highlighting some of the programs that we offer, the services, where we're located, and how you can get admitted into our programs. If you have any questions throughout the presentation, please feel free to drop them in the chat. I am also here with my colleague tonight, Melinda, who is also a student recruitment officer, and she will be monitoring the chat throughout the night. Okay, so we are Durham College, and we are located here on Ontario, in the southern Ontario, in the Durham region. We have two campuses located in Oshawa and Whitby. Oshawa is home to our main campus that is home to 8,000 students, where Whitby is the campus to 5,000 of our students. As you can see, we're just located 45 minutes away from Toronto. So we do touch the border of the GTA. So students can easily or access Toronto through the GO train, through the transit system, or by vehicle. At our Oshawa campus, it is our main campus, and it houses a majority of our programs, varying from the health sciences to the social services and the science and technology programs. And what's neat about our Oshawa programs, or our Oshawa campus, is we actually share a campus with another university, which is Ontario Tech. We are one of the few colleges that do share this campus with another university. So what that means, as a college student, you are going to get access to university level resources. At our Whitby campus, it is the home to our Faculty of Skilled Trades and Apprenticeship, our hospitality and horticultural programs. And one of the neat things about our Whitby campus is that we have just spent over $10 million in renovations to our Whitby campus. So what that means is students are going to be working with the latest and up-to-date technology. The next thing we're going to highlight is some of the faculties that we have at our school, and we offer over 145 different programs. The first faculty that we're going to highlight is business. So the type of business programs that we have is anything from marketing to entrepreneurship to accounting to human resources to marketing, you name it, we have it. With all of our business programs in the first year, what's neat about it is all of our first year business students are going to have what's called a first common semester. So if you're a student who's in the accounting program, but you realize in your first semester you actually want to go into marketing, you can switch from that first semester into second semester marketing, because the purpose of that first common semester is to give the students the foundation of business, but also make it a bit more explorative. Within our business faculty, we also have programs like our sports management and sports administration program. So if you're a student who wants to be on the business side of sports, then this is going to be the program for you. The difference between our 2-year and 3-year option is in our 3-year option, you get a full term of co-op. And some of the notable partnerships that we do have where our students complete their placements are MLSE. So if you're someone who wants to work with the Toronto Maple Leafs, Toronto FC, Toronto Raptors, we do have those partnerships. But we also do have partnerships with the PGA, Curling Canada, Women's Hockey, and OHL. Moving on to our Faculty of Health Sciences, this is where you'll find some of our most popular and competitive programs. 3 programs that I do want to highlight is our nursing program. It's a 2-year program, and as a nursing student, you're going to have access to state-of-the-art facilities. In our labs, you're going to be working with simulator dummies, but these simulator dummies, they don't work like fake dummies, they work like real humans. So they have vitals like real humans, they use a washroom like real humans, and they give birth like real humans. So before you even get put into the hospital, you're getting that opportunity to put that theory into practice and build your confidence up before you start working with patients in the hospital. For our paramedics program, it is also a 2-year program. And then we also have a dental hygiene, which is a 3-year program. I am a Durham College graduate where I did the fitness and health promotion program. So if you can see in the picture on the far right, a student is assessing their core stability. The one thing we do pride ourselves in Durham College is applied learning. If you're someone who learns best by doing, you're going to get those opportunities here at Durham College. In our hospitality and horticultural program, this is home to our culinary students and our horticultural farming programs. So the motto that we foster at our program in this particular faculty is food to fork. So the food that we do grow, it is fresh, and we actually move it into the kitchen where students use to cook and prepare it for cooking. One of the things that you'll hear me reiterate through this presentation is hands-on learning. One of the neat things is we have our own restaurant on campus that we service to the public. So students that are cooking, they're not making food just to make food. They're making food to service it to customers. And our Bistro 67, it is ranked in the top 100 in Canada as top 100 Canada for most scenic views. So if you ever do get a chance to come on campus and get to eat at a restaurant, please take a moment to take a deep breath and enjoy the view. And I'm looking in the chat and I can see we do have someone from Iran, Ottawa, Prescott, Ghana. Thank you so much for coming here tonight. The next faculty that we are going to highlight is our liberal studies program. With this particular faculty, they are 1-year programs. So if you're a student who wants to graduate with their certificate in liberal arts, if you're a student who wants to transfer into university in liberal studies, you will get that option by completing one of our programs in the liberal studies. Now, looking at our faculty of media, art, and design, if you're someone who's into, imagining and creating things and creating high quality content, then this faculty is going to speak to you. Some of the programs that we have within this faculty is photography, animation, game art. So within our animation and game art programs, you're actually going to be working with motion capture. If you look at the middle picture in the bottom, you can see the green screen there. Students in the Faculty of Media, Art, and Design, you'll hear us use the analogy MAD. You actually get 24/7 lab access to our resources and technology. So if you're a student who needs to stay up late at night creating high quality content, if you need to use a green screen, if you need to edit, you will have access to those resources. One of the neat projects that we just did this past summer was students within the Faculty of MAD actually designed our hallways in the Media and Art Design department in the hallways. And so some of the work and the things the students are learning, they're getting that opportunity to showcase it to the public. And this is just to show how much faith and confidence that we have in our students by creating and showcasing it here at our school. Looking at our Faculty of Science, Engineering, and Information Technology, if you're a student who wants to get into engineering, we have programs such as mechanical engineering. So if you want to work with robotics and mechatronics, then you have that program available to you. If you're someone who wants to get into urban planning, we have civil engineering, we have chemical engineering. We also have some biology programs. In terms of computer science, we do have a computer science program. It's called the Computer Systems Technician Program. That's a 2-year program with an option to bridge to university. So if you're a student who's into programming, coding, problem solving, then that program is going to speak to you. One of the neat projects that you actually get to take on within the computer science program is you actually get to build the computer from scratch. So outside of coding and programming, you need to understand the ins and outs of the computer. So what's going to happen is, as a student, I'm going to give you a bunch of parts, and you're going to have to create a computer from top down. Looking at our faculty of skilled trades and apprenticeship, this is our bread and butter. Here we have programs like the elevating devices, HVAC, electrical techniques. We have carpentry, two different streams from construction to renovation. And talking about our elevating devices program, we are one of two schools in Canada that provide the opportunity for students to work on 2 elevators and 1 escalator on campus. So what that means is, as a student, you don't have to go find a random building to go operate on their elevators or escalators. You can actually do that at home on campus. One thing that I talked about in the beginning of our presentation was that we have just spent over $10 million in renovations to our Whitby campus. So one of the new upgrades and expansions that we got on our campus within the automotive program is our electric vehicle lab. So what that means is students now have the opportunity to not only work with gas-fueled vehicles, but also work with electric vehicles as well. We want to make sure that when you graduate, that you are career ready and you're graduate ready, but you also know how to work and utilize the equipment and technology that you will be interacting with once you get in the career field. Looking at our faculty of community service, if you're someone who wants to help people, if you want to be in the service of others, if you want to make a difference in the community, then maybe this might be the faculty for you. Some of the programs that we have within this faculty is our early childhood education. So if you're someone who wants to get into teaching, if you want to operate and run your own daycare, if you want to work with youth, then the early childhood education program will be for you. Other programs that we do have and are popular is our Police Foundations program. It's a 2-year program, and our firefighting program, which is 1 year. What's neat about our firefighting and policing program is you get to experience what's called Project Lord Ridgeback. And what that project is we emulate a real life emergency situation. Rarely in your industry or any industry are you actually working independently. So the purpose of this project is to emulate an emergency situation, but also know how to collaborate with other professionals to carry out an outcome. So for instance, is we create an emergency situation, and the paramedics, the firefighters, and the policing students arrive to the scene of the crime, and they act as if it was a real life environment. So you are getting that applied learning experience and that hands-on learning. And looking at experiential learning, the one thing I talked about is at Durham College, we do pride ourselves in experiential learning. As you guys start to do your research and find which schools and which programs to look for, the one thing that you want to make sure some of the programs have is some sort of paid co-op opportunity or field placement. When you go to school and when you graduate, you get your diploma or degree, which is great. That's why we go to school. We go to school to learn, get our credentials, and hopefully find a job, right? When you start applying for jobs, sorry, our slides here is a bit glitchy today. When you start applying for jobs, the one thing that you really need is experience. So by finding programs that do have co-op or some sort of field placement opportunity, when you graduate, you can say that you've worked at this company, learning how to do X, Y, Z for 3 to 6 months. So what happens is students that don't have any experience, but they have their diploma degree, you are actually more employable, but you are getting that opportunity to put something on your resume and showcase for it. So you can show your hard skills and your soft skills. And 100% of our 2-year and 3-year diplomas do provide you a pathway into university. For myself, I was a college student. I did a 2-year fitness and health promotion program, and that gave me the admission requirements to bridge to university, where I earned my Bachelor of Kinesiology, but I actually went on to do my master's as well. The one thing I did mention was we do share a campus with Ontario Tech University. We are located right here, and they're located right beside us. We do share a campus. So a lot of our programs are actually designed for students to go from college to university if you want to. So as you guys are starting to explore institutions, you also want to find colleges that have partnerships and affiliations where you can take your college diploma and turn it into a degree. And we provide you that opportunity here at Durham. Okay, so looking at our pathways, we do offer 1-year certificates, 2-year diplomas, 3-year advanced diplomas, and apprenticeship programs. For those credentials, what you need is your C, M, or U level credits. Whether it's C, U, M, it doesn't matter. We will accept any form. If you're a student that has university credits, we are not going to weigh that more than college level credits. So they are 1-for-1. If you're looking at our 4-year honors bachelor degree programs, you will need U level credits or M level credits. If you're a student who's already enrolled in a college program or a university program and you are looking to pursue further education, we do have 1-year graduate certificate programs where simply just by having your college diploma or your university degree, that will give you admissions into some of our graduate certificate programs. Okay, so how do we begin our DC journey? So typically in the fall, that's when you start to explore your options. We do have over 145 different programs that you can explore from just by clicking on our link or exploring through durhamcollege.ca/explore. This is where you can find all our programs listed. And then in October, that's when applications open for our programs. So what's neat and unique about college here in Ontario is we actually do have different intakes. So students can apply into fall intake, winter intake, and spring intake. And then November 1st, if you've applied starting October 1st, that's when you can begin to expect receiving your offers of admissions for September 2024 programs. February 1st, that is when the equal consideration deadline is. So for any students who apply before the February 1st deadline, we are going to admit the students who apply before February 1st who are qualified for the program. So any student who has the admissions or meets the admissions for a program, they will be admitted. And once we have filled in or admitted all the qualified students after the February 1st deadline, that is when we will start considering students after that deadline. And it is on a first come, first served basis up until the programs fill. And then just in the chat for curiosity, let me know when you guys are looking to begin school. Are you guys looking at September 2024? Are you looking at winter 2025? Are you looking maybe this upcoming spring? I just like to get an idea of maybe who's looking to begin school maybe next year or sooner rather than later. And then May 1st, that's when the deadline to confirm your offer for programs beginning in September 2024. So what happens is all the programs that you did apply into, the programs that you receive offers for, once you accept one offer, then all your offers do disappear. And then June 17th is when you do have to make your $500 deposit. By submitting your $500 deposit, that will hold your seat in the program. So if you're a student who is late for depositing that amount, your seat, there's a potential chance that a student might end up taking your spot. So you want to make sure you get that $500 deposit just to maintain that seat in the program. And then during the summer months, from July to August, that's when students begin picking their timetables for their courses and programs. So students can expect classes to run between Monday to Friday, anywhere between 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. And ta-da! In September 2024, that's when you kick off your college experience with fall orientation. So leading up to the first day of classes, we do host orientations for students to get a good glimpse of the campus, meet their faculty and their professors, but also get to meet your classmates ahead of time. It's a very fun and exciting moment. So we always encourage students to attend these orientation events. And whether you're starting in winter, fall, or spring, there is always an orientation for students to kick off their school year. And now that we've gone through all that information, you might ask yourself, well, how do I even apply into these programs? To apply into our programs, you would visit ontariocollege.ca. Here we call it OCAS as well. And in order to apply, it is a $125 application fee. But with that application fee, you get up to 5 applications, with the exception that you get 3 maximum at one school. So if after this presentation you realize I love Durham College so much that I want to apply to 5 different programs, unfortunately you can only apply up to 3 maximum, and then with your 2 others at a different institution. Looking at our tuition and fees, on average, it is $4,200 per year. The benefit of going to college is that it is cheaper than going to university. University is actually twice the cost here in Ontario. So a typical university tuition would be $8,000. And if you're someone who's wanting to bridge from college to university, the average duration of university here in Canada is 4 years. So if we do the math, on average, it's going to cost you $8,000, $8,000, $8,000, $8,000 for a total of $32,000 for a university degree. If you were to start in college first, what it would look like, it would be your first 2 years would cost $4,000, $4,000. Then when you bridge into university, it would then cost you $8,000, $8,000. So what that means is you're saving $8,000 in tuition. It still takes you the same amount of time to earn your diploma and your degree, but you're also getting that hands-on learning experience, but also getting that theoretical experience at the university level. With your tuition, what's included is students do get a student health plan. So you do get medical coverage, but you also get dental coverage as well. You will also receive a bus pass, and this is amazing opportunity that you want to take advantage of, because with the bus pass, you can travel anywhere with the Durham Region Transit line for free, but you also get 40% off all Metrolinx rides. So if you're someone who needs to take the GO train, or if you want to go into the city, you will get 40% off all rides. What's also included is an athletics membership. We do have a 10,000 square foot facility that students can access, whether you want to improve your fitness, if you want to get a jog in. We also do have 5 hardwood courts that students can take advantage of. So if you want to, in between classes, go play some sports, whether it's basketball or soccer, or if you want to go get a lift in, definitely go do that with your athletics membership. And how can we fund your education? So students do get $5 million in scholarships available to them. You can do this through our scholarships, bursary, and awards page. We do also have OSAP, which is an Ontario Student Assistance Program, where you can get grants and loans. But we also do have work-study programs. So if you're a student who wants to get a part-time job, we do have different jobs throughout the campus that you can apply for. And what's neat about these work-study programs is they are flexible. So if you have 2 hours in between classes, maybe go pick up a shift, work for a couple hours, and then go to your class, just to take advantage and be productive with your time. And just to finish off here with some of our student services, we have an access and support center. So if you're a student who requires accommodation, we do have some advisors who can help you and put accommodations in place. With our athletics, we actually have had real great success with our varsity athletics teams. Some teams like our men's baseball and women's softball actually did medal at provincials. Same with our women's rugby, our men's soccer team and men's rugby team have also been killing it this season. So we actually do have a bit of bragging rights here in Ontario. And our career development office. This is a service that I do want to speak about. In the career development, as a student, you have access to cover letter prep, resume prep, and interview prep. So as you guys begin to graduate and apply for jobs, this is a service you do want to take advantage of. But what is also neat is once you graduate, you actually do have service for life. So when I was 5 years out of the program, I actually did utilize the service. when preparing my resumes and cover letters. We do have a First Peoples Indigenous Center. So if you are a student who identifies as First Nations, we do have a space that students can take advantage of, whether it's for quiet study, for social time. But even as a student who is not or who does not identify as First Nations, you can utilize this space as well. And we do host budging ceremonies every month. And we have food services available on campus. And then through our SALs, students get up to 30 hours of free tutoring per semester, up to 2 subjects per week. Through our Office of Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion, we are a school that welcomes everyone, regardless of gender, culture. We are welcoming any students who come to our institution. At our campus health and wellness center, students will have access to our pharmacies, medical physicians, chiropractic physiotherapists, and massage therapists, as well as mental health coaches. And then through our RISE program, we do have services to help transition from high school to college or whatever institution they have come from, just to get that support or that mentorship. And living on campus. So if you're a student who's maybe international, I know we have some international students here in attendance. For Oshawa campus, we do have different styles and different suites. So some of them are shared spaces, and then some of them are separate spaces. And on average, it costs about $3,700 to $8,000 for our residents. And if you are a student looking for meal plan options, that'll cost you around $5,500. And then as we do have 2 campuses, we also have a residence at our Whitby campus. And just some important dates that are coming up. We do have our program information nights happening on January 16th and 17th. And we are hosting an application workshop. So what that means is if you do apply while you are at our event, we will pay for a $125 application fee. But also by coming to that event, this will give you the opportunity to come see me and meet me in person, but it will also give you a glimpse and feel and get a vibe for what the campus is like. We will also be hosting campus tours so you can get a glimpse of what your future might look like within the classrooms and our labs. And please stay connected with us. You can stay in touch with me through our one-on-one advising appointments, through our webinars, and you can see for our domestic students, you can contact us through recruitment@durhamcollege.ca, or if you are an international student, you would be using the email below. The one thing I want to finish off with, just before we start addressing some of our questions, is who doesn't love to save money? By scanning the QR code here on the screen, you will actually get entered into a chance to win $5,000 that goes towards your tuition, which covers up to one year of your program, but also a bit of your second year. On top of that, this will also give you a way of staying connected with our DC Communications and myself. With that said, thank you so much for listening tonight. I don't know where we are in terms of the chat process, but let's see if we can tackle some of them right now. Okay, so it looks like we do have to address some of the questions live. So let's see if we can get through them. Forgive me if these questions have been answered somehow, but in case that you didn't get them, let's jump into it. For our computer science programs, do we offer co-op? For our advanced diploma programs in computer science, we do have co-op available. In our 2-year program, we don't offer a co-op. But if you do take the computer science program where you bridge to Ontario Tech, you can do a co-op in university. For our biotechnology programs, we do have biotechnology within our institution, and we have different intakes ranging from fall, winter, and spring. With dental hygiene, is there an entrance exam or interviews before offering students admissions. There is no entrance exam or interviews to be admitted into our dental hygiene program, but it is one of our most competitive programs. So what students need is their grade 12 English, grade 12 math, and then the grade 11 or 12 chemistry and biology. On typically, students need about a 90% average and up to be considered into our programs. Are there any business co-op opportunities? In our advanced diploma programs, there are co-op opportunities for a full work term. If you do our 2-year program, then bridge to university, you can do co-op with Ontario Tech University. For residences and accommodations, for our residents, residence is guaranteed to first-year students who apply before the residence deadline application. In terms of our bachelor, what are our bachelor degrees? What about bachelor degrees, only diplomas, or we do offer bachelor's degrees and diplomas. So like I mentioned, I encourage you guys to go through durhamcollege.ca/explore, and this will give you a view of all of our programs that we do offer. So we do have 1-year certificates, 2-year diplomas, 3-year advanced diplomas, 4 years bachelor's degrees, as well as 1-year graduate certificates. Are we required to take computer science in high school before taking courses within this program? My friend, I wish I knew which program you were referring to, but if you do go to our Explorer page, on all of our program pages, it will show you the admission requirements. So if you do go to our page, on the left-hand tab, it'll show admission requirements, and it'll show exactly what subjects and credits you need to be admitted. Do you have a BSCN nursing bridging program? Absolutely, yes, we do. So what that process would look like is you would do 2 years at Durham College, and then you would bridge into Ontario Tech University, where you would get direct entry into your 3rd year, and then go on for your 4th year for a total of 4 years. And looking back, we have some students planning on applying for September 2024, September 2024. We got an anonymous that said, can't wait for September. Super exciting. Are there any scholarships for international students? Like I said, please get in contact with their international recruitment officers because they will provide you with any information, because there are some intricacies when it comes to visas and what scholarships that you are eligible for. Where are most of your international students from? That's a great question. I don't know. The one thing I would say is we are a very diverse school, so we do have students coming from all sorts of countries, whether it's China, whether it's India, whether it's from different regions of Europe, whether it's from our neighboring country in the US. It is a very diverse school, and what I tell students is, as a medium-sized school, you're actually going to get the chance to make up to 13,000 new friends. And if you're someone social like I am, that's amazing. So we're considered a medium-sized school. We're not a school that's too small or too big. We do have a bit of that community feel and that community vibe where you don't feel like just another number. Do your international students like the Oshawa campus and its city life? That's a good question. Our students are fond of our Oshawa campus. For Oshawa in terms of the city, there are different things to do. We do have a mall. We are close to waterfront, and we do have a downtown that students will spend time. Whether it's for dinner or going for a social outing. There are opportunities to kind of get that city life experience. But like I mentioned, we are 45 minutes away from Toronto. So simply just getting on a GO train, an hour ride, you can get access to a massive city life here in Toronto. What makes your dental hygiene program stand out apart from other schools? For our dental hygiene program, we actually have our own dental clinic on campus. So what that means is students can operate on people that we do service to the public. So the one thing that I did mention is you do get that hands-on experience. And by getting that hands-on experience in our labs, in our dental hygiene program, you do get a field placement component. So you are getting that opportunity to put that theory into practice before you start getting into your dental clinics, working in the community setting. Um, but for our dental hygiene program, it is competitive, and there are not many institutions that do offer that program. Does DC offer any criminology programs? So we do offer a bridge pathway into criminology. And the typical program students will start off here at Durham College is they will take either a social service worker program or they will take a police foundations program. From there, they will bridge into Ontario Tech to earn their bachelor's degree in criminology, forensic science, psychology, or students can also take a paralegal law program where they can bridge into criminology. So if you're a student who wants to stay within the legal field, there are different ways you can get started, then get into criminology. With university transfer, do I need to start as a first-year student, or can I start as a second or third-year student? With the university transfer, do I need to start as a first-year student, or can I start as a second or third-year student? I'm not sure if I understand your question, but 100% of our 2-year and 3-year diploma programs do provide you a pathway into university. We also do have 1-year programs that give you the admission requirements to get into university, or some of our college programs. So one of the programs I do want to highlight is our pre-health sciences program. It's a 1-year preparation course. So for students who are going into nursing or dental hygiene that it is competitive, these students will take our 1-year program and then use those admission requirements to get into those competitive programs. On top of that, students can also take that program to then have the admission requirements to apply into to apply into a university health sciences program at the university level. Do you offer fashion business programs? Unfortunately, we do not offer fashion business programs, but once you get into that field of fashion, please come find me because I do need to work on my style. And we do have a couple minutes left here in our presentation. Please keep in mind we also will be monitoring our booth throughout the night. So if you have any questions, you can drop it there. But please, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask them. We do have a couple minutes left here. And I can see 6 claps. Thank you so much. But if you guys did want to stay, 15. Thank you. Thank you. I hope you guys enjoyed your presentation tonight, but I will put the slide back in case you guys want to stay connected with us.
Yep, so we do have a couple more minutes, but thank you, Maiko and Melinda. That was a great, insightful presentation. In the chat, I have left you a link for your Durham College booth. If anyone else has any other specific questions they'd like to ask, please visit that link and visit their booth. But we'll give it a couple more minutes until time. Please ask any questions that you have.
Devora, thank you so much. Thanks for coming tonight. So we have another question here. Will it guarantee me admission if I apply to pre-health programs to get into dental hygiene? So nothing is guaranteed. The benefit of taking a pre-health program to apply into dental hygiene is you get what's called a 15% weighting factor. So any student that has a college credential or university credential, when you apply into one of our college programs, you get this 15% weighting factor. So let's say, for example, you have 100% in biology. We're going to take that 100% biology and multiply it by 0.15. So you will be admitted with 115% in that biology. So that does give you that competitive advantage when you're applying it to dental hygiene. Great question. I feel like you've done your research a bit. 39 claps. Oh my gosh. You guys are making me feel really great tonight. Thank you.
And with that, we're on time. So I'm just going to thank you guys both again. And once again, if you have any more questions, please visit their booth. Enjoy the rest of your evening, morning, or night.
Have a great one, everyone. Thank you.